Hello, beautiful people. How are all of you doing today? It is a good day today. You didn't sleep? No, I did. I got a good amount of sleep too. I feel good. Hello. Good morning, chat. How are you? No truck today? No truck today. Huge and large. Okay, chat. Where the heck am I spending my resin today? Where in the heck? Books? You mean level up books? Yeah, you're probably right. Man, it's so boring though. Is the title real today? Yes, it is. Today we'll actually do Endgame Yap. Promise. I wouldn't lie to you, chat. You should know I've never lied to you before.
Let's get started.
They call me Zajonist because I'm so honest.
Why me? Show me your move. You asked for it. Drop your weapons. Control breathing. On my mark. Zero incoming. Show me your move. Charge. Kapow! Kapow!
They call you the liar? No, they don't. No one has ever called me that before. It's true. Me, I have? No, you haven't. Prove it. Prove it! Another lie in title, or are you actually gonna TC the new mode? I'm actually gonna TC the new mode, it's true. Have I ever lied to the title before? Like, be so for real right now. I've never done that before. I honestly, I feel hurt that this is how little you think of me, chat. You're gonna make me cry. What did I ever do to you to deserve this, chat?
Stop right there. Start the clock. Let's ride. Try and stop me. It's just 6 o'clock.
Come on!
Headbutt.
Alright.
Why me?
Why me?
Let's hope we put up a good fight.
Hands where I can see 'em. Quick as a flash. Light of the blazing sun.
Look at C0 free-to-play relatable streamer with C1 Varesa. Alright, guys. Surely the unrelatable part is the C60 Ansan, not the C1 Varesa. Right? Like, come on. Oh, what an awful leyline this is. What the fuck? I got pushed into swimming? Nah, that's wild. There's 2 waves? Okay. This leyline is actually the hardest leyline in the game. What the fuck? That's crazy. What the fuck? Let's grab our bewildering meatloaf and get out of here. We watched a new guys video yesterday? No, we didn't. Why are you farming ley lines? Because I need to. I'm being a responsible adult, okay? Why are you making me feel bad about being a responsible adult, huh? Do you derive pleasure from my irresponsibility? Why me? Huh. Wait. What do you mean there's a thing up there? Oh boy. Man, Shiloden makes exploration so much easier. That's crazy. Did you just... where the fuck is it? Am I just like completely blind or what? Bro, what? Oh, it's here. Can Vereza do Night Soul transmission when she's like right above the water? No, she can't. That's cooked. I think she should be able to. Oh, there's a chest up there? Oh my god, chat. Is that a Fav on my... No, it's not. It's Joel. Obviously, it's not Fav if it's Joel.
Did that grow out of the rock? Gotta steer clear of other people.
Oh my god, chat. I'm getting rich. I'm getting rich quick. Hey, that's 100% Oshkanatlan. Huge.
Show me your courage.
Justice will prevail. Light it up. Arrow incoming. Let's finish this fast.
Never thought I'd see the day a month ago. I know, right? I've become a true full-time Genshin streamer who actually does exploration. You got 1K achievements at the end of last... Oh, did I? Holy, I have exactly 1K achievements. That's crazy. Flex on Nick, but doesn't Nick do like whole ass streams dedicated to grinding achievements? Surely he has more than me.
Justice o'clock.
Prepare yourself.
Let's finish this fast. Charge.
Right? Why is he online? Why the fuck do you have less achievements than me?
My parents always say, no matter how busy life gets, you should always sit down and
Maybe he's recording the IPA guides. Oh yeah. All right, let's ruin his footage.
Take a deep breath and wolf it down in one go.
Aoife is bad. Don't build him. YouTube viewers. Play Sucrose. Alright. Why me?
Alright, let's finish this fast. Final war. It's justice o'clock. Charge.
Chat, should we do a tier list of most iconic voice lines? I feel like that could be fun. Is this Zox's boyfriend? It's a little complicated right now. $5.39, huh? My god.
Add Astro. Thank you for. Add Astro.
How much more do you have now? We should be bordering 7 mil. Yeah, 7 mil. Pretty much on the dot. Should we watch the guys video? Let's do that.
Guys, we're now more than a week. Guys, we're now more than a week into the beta for Skirk, and while Arcade obviously hasn't been finalized yet, we're starting to have more and more clarity about their mechanics and what works and what not. Today I will talk about what you should focus on for her in terms of builds, and I will also talk about her Constellation one. So if you're planning to get either the signature weapon or the Constellation one, but you don't have enough gems for both, you can know which of the two can be better. Do you want Skirk is really a quite straightforward character in terms of how she plays, because she's only there to deal damage for your team, and without taking...
Okay, by the way, okay. This was a stupid ass thing to say, TGS, but honestly, he's so real for that, okay? It's so hard to, like, introduce a character. And I do the exact same thing where I default to saying, this is a very straightforward thing, when it's not straightforward at all. Guards. You're so real for that. But yeah, anyways.
In terms of how she plays, because she's only there to deal damage for your team and without taking advantage of specific elemental reactions to increase her output. She also doesn't consume energy to use her elemental burst, since she uses points she can generate herself instead, and all of this means that Skirk is one of the easiest characters to build and plan stuff for. Having said that, one peculiarity with her kit is that she can either be a main DPS or a burst DPS. I've already went in detail on it in the first video I made about her, but basically depending on how you decide to use her, she can either function as a nuker by solely using her elemental burst as an attack, or as a continuous DPS through elemental skill stance. The builds for the two versions don't vary significantly, but there are some differences that are worth mentioning. Either way, let's start with a significantly, but there are some differences that are worth mentioning. Either way, let's start with a build talk. Artifacts wise, you want to go with attack for the sands, damage bonus for the goblet, and either crit rate or crit damage for the circlet depending on the rest of your build. The only doubt here will be between damage bonus and attack goblet. Depending on the build, the attack goblet can be somewhat close, partially because Skirk will have more access to damage bonus buffs than attack buffs on her team. The damage bonus option...
Yeah, worth noting here, these comparisons are made with Finale of the Deep, which is an attack weapon, right? So if you were using a weapon that doesn't give you attack, or just a weapon that gives you less attack, like Eshu, attack goblet becomes closer, and sometimes actually better. Although, fairly rarely.
Is generally better, but attack goblet can be worth considering if you have better substats on it. Moving on, a more debated topic is the artifact set. Skirk is a signature set that's already in the game, namely Finale of the Deep. This artifact set has very specific properties, because it can buff either normal or burst damage depending on which one you're dealing damage with, but never both for an extended window, because dealing damage with either of the two attacks will disable the other buff. Also, as a prerequisite, the character needs to have 0 energy, and Skirk has none by default.
Okay, there is one thing I want to talk about when it comes to the artifact set, and it's the first rotation bullshit, right? I've talked about the first rotation bullshit a little bit already, where like she can start chambers with enough Serpent Subtlety to open up with a burst, and if she does, a lot of the other artifact set options don't buff the burst. The thing is, if you do the burst and then skill and start normal attacking, you don't have the normal attack damage for the first few seconds of her uptime, which is really funny. Whereas if you do something like Marie-José, you can, all you're missing out on is the 15 damage percent for the burst, but you're getting everything else cooked.
so this set really only works well with her. For the other thing I said, since Kirk is a character that can either deal burst damage or normal attack damage in a single sequence, but never both, this set works well with her. Anyhow, for the sets in general, there is kind of a difference depending on whether a user has a burst DPS or a normal attack DPS, obviously, and so I'll divide the discussion in two sections, starting from the second. Expectedly, her signature set is the best option by default, but surprisingly other sets can surpass it depending on the scenario. Maréchaussée can actually be better if Urina is on the team and makes Kirk's HP drop continuously, and Blizzard's Strayer is better if you're facing opponents that can be frozen, so most situations that don't include bosses. The Desert Chronicle set is also a pretty good option, as while its 2-piece effect won't benefit Skirk, its 4-piece effect is really good, because it increases both her normal and charge attack damage while increasing her attack speed as well. Charge attack damage
This isn't the combo you should do though. You should do charge attack before E, so you don't have to do a charge attack mid E. And you do the same combo, but you get more attacks at the end.
Sent for Skirk. And the reason is that she can use charge attacks between her normal attack combos to absorb void waves around her and generate points that her kit can make use of. Her signature set actually doesn't buff charge attack damage with its 4-piece effect, while other full sets here will increase its damage. And that's part of the reason the set doesn't exactly exceed sets here. Set actually doesn't buff charge attack damage with its 4-piece effect, while other full sets here will increase its damage, and that's part of the reason the set doesn't exactly exceed expectations. Meanwhile, the burst nuker scenario does benefit.
It feels like it's too low though. The difference shouldn't be that big. I feel like something's wrong here. Like, he has the... I guess maybe he's just assuming less damage percent? I don't know.
Exceed expectations. Meanwhile, the burst nuker scenario does benefit the set more because in this case there are fewer good options. The Chronicle set obviously becomes quite irrelevant in this case, and the 2-piece effect from the Maréchaussée Hunter set, which gives normal and charge attack damage bonus only, is unutilized. So, in this case, her set is the most consistent and best option, only surpassed by Blizzard Strayer if enemies are frozen. And that's about it for artifacts. I would say that her signature set is still the best thing to farm probably, because I assume that even if using her as a main DPS, like as a continuous DPS on field using her normal attacks, there still will be scenarios where you can make use of her elemental burst nuke to deal a lot of damage in a...
But like, that's the thing, like, if you do that, Maréchaussée is just better. Right? Like, let me open the fucking default one, right? Let's look at what happens when you add a burst. The burst is... probably have the actual number for it still lying around somewhere. Yeah, 5760, right? So, let's remove this one, I guess. Yeah. This is Maréchaussée. And this will be signature set. Get like 40% average normal attack stuff. And it's like significantly worse. Because for the first like half of your uptime, you don't have a buff to your fucking normal attacks. For the next 6 seconds after the last hit of your burst, your normal attacks are not getting the 4-piece effect from the Finale of the Deep Gallery set. And because her uptime is about 12 seconds, that means she basically has half uptime on the set. So you have to stand around for 1 second to get mostly crit rate on your burst. You can get 2 stacks without swapping at all, guaranteed. And depending on how much HP she's at when you swap into her, you might get the 3rd stack anyways. Because you won't get Farina HP consumption during the burst animation, but you will get healing. But, like, at that point, Vermilion's about as good as her Sig set. So, like, I don't know, man. Oh, fuck. Because, like, you can't open with her burst. You have to do her burst after your setup. Because otherwise, you haven't done cryo damage with cryo characters and hydro damage with hydro characters that is necessary to buff your motion value for your burst, right? So it's kind of just too cooked.
Single shot. And of course, if you're not using Farina with her, manage to save becomes unusable.
Guards.
So her signature set is the most consistent one. Before I move on, let me remind you that if you enjoy my channel but you haven't subbed yet,
You know what? I should actually make a tweet about this, shouldn't I? Twitter's down. No, I'm logged out for some reason. What the fuck? Oh no, I don't remember my fucking info for Twitter. Oh goodness. Are we cooked? Okay, no, I found it. Alright, never mind. Why the fuck did it log me out, man? Oh, by the way, if you start with ult, her signature set is even worse, lol. Have fun with no set bonus for the first 6 seconds of your E uptime. Lamau. Anyways.
please consider doing so because it really makes me notice your support. Now, weapons wise, the first thing to mention is her signature weapon. As you could imagine, it's really good. It combines really high attack and crit values, which is all Skirk wants because she gets plenty of damage bonus from team sources anyway. It's also nice that while it gives crit rate, it only gives 22%, and so it makes it easier to build her with a crit rate circlet if you have a really good one, or manage to say hunter set. Anyway, while it's significantly better than any other option, the others are still pretty great. Skirk is a sword character, and as such, she has access to a pretty stellar weapon selection. For the continuous main DPS playstyle, among 5 stars, Jade Cutter and Heron are high crit rate weapons that work really well, but they limit your build because they make it hard to use crit rate builds alongside them. Mist Splitter is a more balanced option, and Skirk pretty much synergizes perfectly with it because she will have 3 stacks of it always. The weapons requires you to deal elemental damage with normal attacks, cast the elemental burst, and have less than 100% energy. The first 2 are obviously easy enough, and for the third, Skirk has no energy, so she would have it active at all times. Among free-to-play options, 2 really strong ones are Finale of the Deep and Calamity of Issue.
Issue should be more than 2% ahead, what the heck?
These 2 make for kind of a funny scenario, because a Finale of the Deep requires you to use Skirk with a healer to clear the bond of life it puts on her, and Calamity of Issue requires you to—
Oh no, chat. You're gonna be forced to play Escoffier? Disgusting. Ew.
use a shielder. So, while there will be
What a
situations where
downside
one of
to
them
say.
won't work, if you have them both, you will pretty much cover all scenarios. For the burst DPS scenarios, the natural difference is that weapons like Heron or Calamity of Issue that focus on increasing your normal attack damage more fall off, while weapons like Wolffang that increase their elemental burst damage gain value. There are also other differences,
DC
like
violence
Mist Splitter
rule.
losing some value because you won't deal normal attacks in this case, so you can only get 2 stacks with it. Now, having talked about the weapons, let me talk about the Constellation one, to compare it with a signature weapon in terms of investment value, and also to talk about some interesting build differences it creates. The Constellation one is particularly meaningful as it makes her deal damage for a multiplier of 500% of her attack every time she absorbs a Void Rift. Typically, Skirk should be able to absorb at least 6 Void Rifts for her continuous DPS playstyle and 3 for her nuker DPS playstyle. The most important thing here, however, is that this damage will be of charge attack type, which is a significant deviation from her base kit in terms of attack types. Honestly, I don't know if the developers are trolling here or what, but this specifically penalizes her signature
That's so true, by the way.
set, since it doesn't buff charge attack damage as opposed to other sets that will be benefiting the Constellation one completely. I hope they change it, maybe by changing the attack type to normal attack type, because it would be quite hilarious in a sad way that the more you invest on her, the weaker her intended signature set becomes, but for now that's how the situation is. Anyway, for the main DPS playstyle, the Constellation one is weaker than her signature weapon in terms of
Is the 6 kind of low for on-field? It's not that low, honestly.
damage increase if you're upgrading from a 4-star weapon, but it becomes better if you're upgrading from a strong 5-star weapon instead, so it depends on what you have in your box. For the burst nuker playstyle, it's more clear-cut, because in this scenario the extra hits you get from the Constellation one constitute for a massive relative increase on top of the base damage, and so it becomes much more.
It should not be a 33% increase. What is bro yapping about? Should be a 25% increase. Oh.
Valuable. In both scenarios, however, it's worth mentioning that the Constellation one will generate more front-loaded damage for Skirk, like a mini nuke at different points in the rotation. This typically has more value than a simple raw damage boost, especially for a character like Skirk, who in her main DPS playstyle has no front load in her kit at Constellation 0. So, while the weapon can be better in terms of damage increase in some scenarios, I expect the Constellation one to be more valuable as a whole. And with this, I'm done for today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. Also, go check LD's shop from the link in the description below, and go check the first video I made on Skirk. Bye bye.
Yes, but cons are cringe and Sig is pretty. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Guards. Someone thought they could get away with it. This little loser. Oh, genius invocation, TCG. My god. Her kit reminds me of split scaling characters like Albedo. Why? I'm balding. Any tips? No. Sorry. Welcome to the club, bucko. Guys, can you stop being annoying? Give him more than 30 minutes. Give him a fucking 8 hours. What changes do you expect on Skirk on Monday? C1 normal attack damage and double damage across the board. Okay, no. Not I don't know if they're gonna buff or nerf her. I don't think she's gonna stay like this though. Alright, let's do an Abyss run. Who should we play? We got a Goose and we got a Loose. That's for sure. I have an idea, chat. I have a great idea.
Paimon coming in! Paimon coming in! Is this level okay? Can you hear Paimon?
I hope you're ready for the loosest goose you've ever seen. Ah, shit. Well, I guess we just give this the... Let's go here. Not the right channeling build, but it is what it is.
Your journey ends here.
Fulfill our pact! Time to shine! A dash of frosting! The pinnacle!
Let the mighty be humbled. Bow your heads. The golden slumber.
How inconsiderate of me. A gift for you. Have fun. Enjoy.
Strike a pose! Get to work! Let the world come alive! A burst of flavor!
Did I scare you?
Silence.
Shame.
No booze.
Justice will prevail! Final warning!
Why did I do that? That's a bad order.
Faster! Stronger! Hero incoming! Yeah! Headbutt! Volcano Kablam! Yeah! Charge! US! On my head! Yeah! Out of the frying pan! Hero incoming! Yeah! Boof! It's justice o'clock! Yeah! Yeah! Hi!
Alright, surely this time.
Bow your head.
Yoo-hoo! Show no mercy! A little loose! Let my name echo in song! Goose on the loose!
Silence. Be sanctified.
Oh, I think we missed our knee. Oh my god, that's not good.
Fulfill our path! Off to the breeze! Time to shine!
Can we get a back-to-back
A
boost?
burst of flavor!
We can. Tragic.
discipline.
Bow your head.
Oof. Hut. Justice will prevail. Quick as a flash. Start the. You're toast. Boba, get charge. Headbutt.
What the fuck is Bro doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Charge. Headbutt. Out of the frying pan. Controlled breathing. On my mark. Eat this. Hands rocket. Charge. Hero incoming. Yeah. Heads up. Boba, get. Stop right there. It's justice o'clock.
It's Justice O'Clock. Was it an Animo slime? The Animo Hilly-Turl Rogue sometimes grabs a slime by the balls and flies for a little bit.
Strike a pop. A little amuse, but time to shine. Goose on the loose.
Who's on the loose?
The tides beckon.
What the fuck was that noise?
Justice will prevail. Final warning. Faster, stronger. You're toast. Hi. Headbutt. Look out below. It's justice o'clock. Yeah. Charge. Controlled breathing. Out of the frying pan into the fire. It's justice o'clock. Yeah! Oof! Charge! Yeah! Yeah!
Say. .6 Abyss usage rate. Escoffier is not. Escoffier is only at 66. That's crazy. I guess because a lot of people pulled for Escoffier even though they don't have a team for her because they were planning on getting Skirt. That's the only explanation I can see. Or maybe a lot of people don't have her fully built yet because they just got her. I feel like it has to be one of those two. Otherwise, it would not be 66. 66 is way too low. Wow, Kanich at 80.4. That's wild. I mean, it makes sense, right? This is a very, very good Abyss for him. Where is Chaska? At 30. That's fine, I guess. Shoveler's at 23. Eon's on at 23. Bennett is only at 71. Huh. Interesting. Mulani above 10%? That's how you know it's a good Abyss for Mulani, true. I wonder how many... Wait, does anyone have a link? Or does anyone have a screenshot of the Mulani team order? Because I'm really curious where the Freeze Mulani team is. I need to know. I need to know.
Wanna train with me sometime?
Character holding rate? Let's take a look. Where is Escoffier? Wait, is this old? Yeah, wait, no, it's not. Oh, there she is, at 50%. Team usage, we can take a look at that too. But I wanna see the teams for Molani specifically too. Aika team is the highest usage. That's wild. Well, I guess it's because no one has Shenhe, actually. There's a web version. Web version doesn't work. It just says connection failed. Maybe it's only available in some regions. I don't know. Okay, so Kaniche is very popular, which actually makes sense. This is a really good abyss for him. Risley fairly high. That makes sense too. Sent it to me in Discord. My goat. That's my goat. So this is the Molani teams. Right now, Escoffier is only number 5. Man. Man. Who the fuck is using this team on the second side, by the way? What the fuck? Nah. That's cooked, man. That's cooked. Escoffier made Farina number 1. Listen, buddy, I don't know how to tell you this, but Farina's not even the best character in any of her Escoffier teams. Sorry, bucko. We need more Farina slander. It's not slander. Slander is false by definition. In the Neuvillette Escoffier team is the worst unit, Neuvillette or Farina. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. I wonder who is the worst unit on this team. It probably is Farina, actually. Oh my. Like, see, Lali is the most replaceable, but that's because her power is heavily concentrated in her ability to enable melt, right? So in this team, she's not all that powerful. But in general, she is, right? Joshua buffs Hydro. Yeah, but look at it this way, okay? The biggest buff that Citlali provides to melt teams is the ability to melt, right? You look at even a character that doesn't melt everything like Mawika, Meld is still giving them like 80% more damage. It's wild. And all of her other buffs together are less than that. Freeze, on the other hand, in a team like this, see, Lali's barely doing anything for it. You already have decent freeze up time without her. Without Farina means no Marie-José. That's... Have you read what Neuvillette does? Let me practice some rotations with this. Oh, this is not the team order I'm used to, so I'm gonna accidentally swap to the wrong unit. Especially because you have to do your swap immediately after a burst animation really often in this team. Which is fucking annoying as hell.
Your journey ends here.
Fulfill our path. Off to the front. My name, echoing song. Gonna go back to it.
Set. Bow your head. Be sanctified.
Having fun? Enjoy.
Strike a pop. Show no mercy. Time to shine. A burst of flavor.
Silence. Let the mighty be humble. Your journey ends here.
Fulfill our path. Adaptive frost. My name, echoing song. Goose on the loose.
Bow your head. The tides beckon.
Having fun? A gift for you. Enjoy.
There's a tear in my...
That's probably what I want to do. How worth are the extra swaps at higher paying? A lot less worth. They're already not even that worth. Could also do...
Your journey ends.
A little aloof. Time to shine. Show no mercy. Gonna go back to it.
I'm not sure what's better.
Our journey
Get
ends.
to work. Adaptive frost. Strike a pose. Let the world come on. A burst of flavor.
Bro, where the fuck is my goose?
Lord of Seth. Be sanctified. Silence.
How would you consider it? A gift for you. A grand surprise.
Settle down.
Oh. Oh well. I wanna look at whether Skirk is better than Citlali in this slot. So we gotta do some thinking because of that. Let's take a look at what we got. So 60, 60 doesn't matter. Wait, no, it's not 60, it's 70. 4 plus 7. 4 plus... No, it should be 4 plus 6. Different element. 4 plus... Is he catching anything? No, he's not. Something like this. And you've got a few options for your rotations. For now, let's do this one, I guess. Or let's do 5-3. Maybe that's more reasonable. Whatever. This is going to be 1, 4 plus 4 plus 7. Three, 5. Doesn't matter. And then actually, he's catching one of these sets, isn't he? Yeah. Farina, your requirements are so fucking low, man. I guess. If you're going festering, you might as well funnel it into something else, right? It's barely a change. Whatever. Okay. And then if we do Skirk, what would the rotation be? Let's use Child as our placeholder. Let's give him 5. Let's give him any Arsens. What sort of rotation would you want to do? I guess Nevilet E. Escoffier E? No. Nevilet E, Farina EQ, Escoffier EQ. I guess this is a 2 Farina burst rotation, isn't it? It probably is, yeah. So let's give Farina way more ER than she needs. so we can do that comfortably. Oh, cooked. So we probably do. Is this the Ultra Child team? Yes, but let's not talk about that. We probably do. Yeah, Nebula E, Farina EQ, Escafia EQ, Skirk EQ, Nebula Charge Attack.
Your journey ends here.
Pinnacle of excellence. Tidal wave. Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Fuck. Well, I would have gotten the whole charge attack, so it's fine. Okay, I can't use the burst there.
Your journey ends here.
A little moose boost. Goose on the loose. Shouldn't let your guard down.
This is a
I am going to shoot you in game, Crocodile. That's I tried to swap. Why didn't my swap not register? Fucking cannot swap the target character? Fuck you. I hope bad things happen to you and your family.
Off to the breather. At first, brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Your sacrifice is ready. Bow your head.
Oh, this is not it.
We need it.
Your journey ends here.
Adaptive frosting. Goose on the loose.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
Ready. Settle down.
We need it loud.
Be sanctified.
Okay, I did an accidental charge attack.
Riptide.
Yeah, it's probably something like this, yeah. That makes sense, that makes sense. So that means Nevilette is catching the first set of particles and the second set of particles from Skirk. Okay. And then we get Nevilette own particles. He catches one set. And then Farina particles, there's gonna be what? 9? 8? 8, 9, 9, 8, 8, 9, 8, 9. Let's just say 9. I can't be bothered. Oops. Okay. But the thing is, We actually need 2 bursts on both of these if we want to do this, which is probably too cooked. Farina ER is doable. Escafie ER is rough. I want to look at both a 1 Farina burst rotation and a 2 Farina burst rotation. So, let's do that. Alright. Base, percent, flat, total, damage percent 1, damage percent 2. Farina is doable with Flip Song. I mean, no it's not. Because then you don't have the 5 particles. Although technically, I guess you get more than 1 5 proc in this, huh? Okay, wait. Let me adjust stuff for proper 5 procs with 5 on both Escafie and Farina. You can get 5 proc twice per rotation on both. That's 4 sets of 5 particles. 6 caught by Farina, 6 by Escafie, and then 8. 8. Yeah. Okay. Would you really need the second Farina burst since Nebula is stacking Fanfare occasionally? Do you mean the second Escafie burst? I mean, I guess you could skip it. Alright. Let's give this a whirl. I've got too many things open. You need to be on field for 5? Yes, this is a 30-second rotation that swaps into each character twice. Alright, let's start with Navidad. So. 14,695%. We have Hydro Resonance, we have 20-ish% from Substat, 46.6 from Goblet. What weapon should we go for this? Like, this is a setup where you could use Sacrificial Jade, but I don't know, man. I feel like Sacrificial Jade is Omega fake, personally. We could delay the Skirk to get TTDS. That's too cooked, though. I guess we just look at Sack Trade. But we assume that you're kind of overcapped. Damage percent 1 is about 28 from the substats, 46.6 from Goblet, 15 from Manichal C, about 250 average fanfare from Farina. What else? I guess we can start with the Seat Lolly one. So 40 from Cinder City. That's it. On non-normal attack and charge attack damage, we don't have this. We don't have this. Good value. Let's start by calculating crit rate, right? He's got crit ascension, so that's 24.2. You've got 36.8 from weapon, 36 from... sorry, 32, no, 30, yeah. 36 from Magical City, so you're starting pretty much capped already. In that case, we'll just... Wait, no, he's crit damage ascension. I'm an idiot. I'm gonna assume that he caps his crit rate and ends up with like 15 rolls into crit damage. Or maybe that's too generous. Let's assume you're overcapped by 10% crit. So you only get, so you get 20% less CV from the weapon. I think that's reasonable, right? Man, why did I hit F1 by accident? Okay. So let me just double check. Yeah, alright. My joy is better here. Okay, motion value 1 is 13.45% times 8 times 4. Motion value 2. 23.16% times 2 plus 37.84% plus 15.48% times 2. And we have 75 shred. Okay. No, here we're probably losing like 2 rolls of crit for energy on this one. Alright. Next up is Escoffier. Why is Shenhe so bad for Skirk? It's not that Shenhe is that bad for Skirk, it's that Shenhe is a complete dogshit character, and unless she has incredibly fucking insane broken synergy, like she does with Ayaka, she's just pretty underwhelming. Shenhe is not a character that is strong enough to be a standout character as a support for characters that she doesn't have perfect synergy with. And she doesn't have perfect synergy with anyone but Ayaka. The percent here is going to be 46.6, 20-ish from substats, and 20-ish average from torch. Damage percent. We have this. We don't have this. We don't have this. We have 70. I guess we'll go attack goblet here. Alright. Damage percent 2. Crit value. This is fine. This is fine. We don't get anything from weapon. We don't get anything from that. Effective. Alright, motion value. Why did I use sound level 10 here? I don't know. That's Kirk's thing, not his confused thing. 204 times 20 plus 85.7 plus 57.1. $1,007.8. Yeah. Lolly. We're gonna say she does fucking 10,000 damage in the whole rotation. That's pretty much what Lolly does, yeah. Alright. Next, Farina. Base HP 15,307. Percentage HP. This. HP goblet. Yep. Damage percent, we don't have this. We don't have this. We don't have this. We get 28% from her passive, and we get 70% from Golden Troop. Crit value. Gonna be the same as Escoffier. This team runs Festering, so we actually have an additional 32 damage percent here, and actually 200. Same for this one. And 24 here. In this one, it's what, 1364? So 13.4 plus 1.4 times 5.49 times 13 plus 10.13 times 6 plus 14.09. Oh yeah, thank you, Minibruken. Times 4. And 19.4. Barely a difference though. So with Skirk instead of Escoffier, or sorry, with Skirk instead of Citlali, we lose Cinder City. We lose the Shred. If we don't change our rotation at all, it might already be better. My god. Yeah. I mean, I already know it's 57-60%. Yeah. Seems like it's already an upgrade, huh? Even if you don't change your rotations. That's fucked up, dude. I didn't even increase the talent levels yet, yeah. $216. 90.7. 60.5. $14.2. 5.82. 10.73. 14.92. And this is without changing the rotation. Although technically, it'd probably be divided by 25 because Kirk field time is longer than Citlali. But still. But yeah, but if you're playing Skirk, you definitely should be changing your rotation. So let's take a look at how the rotation changes. The first one is if you do a double burst on Farina with Fav, He loses the stats from festering. He now hits, how many times was it? 1886, I think? I had a calc for it here, right? Hey, 1886. 1886. Stay close to me. Yeah? But this is now divided by 30. Escoffier. Neuvillette now has pretty much no ER requirements. Escoffier. That's an ER sense, so we lose an attack sense, and we lose the torch because we gotta go 5. We now get 2 of these. Alright. Everything else is already adjusted, so all we need to change is to add 1 more skirt burst. That seems to be slightly better, but not even that much better. So I don't know if it's worth doing. Wait. Surely this won't be better, right? Yeah, Cinder City Escoffier is significantly better. Oh boy. Oh, fucking hell, man. This shit is crazy. Alright, and then what about the one that only does 1 Farina burst and Escoffier burst? Oh, also I forgot to... It doesn't seem to be noted to be all that different. Man. That's kind of cooked. This skirt character is really strong, man. The more I look at her different teams, the more I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. That do be kind of fucked up. Is Kirk a quick swap unit? Yesn't. She can be. But, yeah. Is never a team with quick swaps Kirk better than normal attacks Kirk teams? It's competitive, but it's not necessarily better. It probably would be her best team. But it behaves very differently from her usual teams. The damage is a lot more front-loaded. And you've got much better AoE. Skirk's normal attack teams have pretty dogshit AoE. What team is the best for Versa if I don't have Yon Sun? I think it's a bench Versa angle, buddy. I mean, you can use Sarah, but ugh. And you can just do solo Electro and it works, but it's not as good. Is the Shilonen Doom posting overblown since her Abyss usage rate is still high? People are still using her over specialized support. I mean, Abyss usage rate is an indicator of what people think about a character. It's not an indicator of how good a character is. It can be an indirect indicator of how good a character is, because generally better characters tend to be perceived better. But it's not a one-to-one thing. The Shilonen Doom posting originates from the fact that she's incredibly popular. Like, no one fucking Doom posts... Chiori. Because no one gives a fuck about her, right? People, me included, talk about the weaknesses of Shilonen because the perception of her often overlooks those weaknesses. Yes, Shilonen is a very popular unit. That's no surprise to anyone, really. But like in this Abyss, Shilonen isn't that good. She's popular anyways because people are used to using her. But she doesn't really do well on the second side because she doesn't help you break the Lavan Dragon statue shield faster or do much to help you for the Capilla shields. And she can be fine on the first side, but it's the Escoffier banner, and the first side is an Escoffier tailored side, and if you're using Escoffier, you're not using Shilonen. She's popular nonetheless because people don't want to bother learning team building. And that's fine. But if you're someone who does want to bother, then it's good to know that she's not the best. Shilonen Dupos in question, she is not the best support ever. Scary face emoji. True, pretty much. How does Kirk's Death Crossing effect behave versus stuff like Wyob White Shield? Wyob White Shield should count as damage. Because it is actually coded as damage. Wait, no, it's not. I don't know, then. It might not count. But I mean, it doesn't matter because you're getting your fucking stacks before the Wyob Shield's up. Kazuha and Shiloden are always going to be amazing supports, but I don't think they'll ever hit the highs Kazuha used to have. I think the main thing is, like, power creep has truly arrived, and unless the unit was completely wildly broken, they're just gonna fall by the wayside nowadays. Like, Bennett still holds up, but that's pretty much it, actually. Bennett is pretty much the only old unit that is, like, still as good as he used to be. Fischl? I mean, Fischl to some extent, I guess, yeah. But less so. Arcade slowly started with Fontaine and it ramped up with Nalon. Yeah, the way I see it, Fontaine had a few very strong characters, but it's not power creep until it's a trend, right? One character being stronger than others is not power creep. Power creep is defined by a constant stream of units invalidating old ones over and over, right? And Fontaine had a couple outliers, and that was it. But Nalan fucking, yeah, bro, it's... Like, the bad Natlin characters, other than, like, the throwaway 4-stars, are on the same level or higher than the good Fontaine characters outside of Nebula and Farina. Right? Characters like Molani, Kanich, Tosca. They're the sort of characters that are similar to, like, Navia. Right? We don't have a Risley. I mean, standard characters in my eyes don't count, because it's clear they're not intended to be good. Once Bennett is truly pushed out of all attack teams, the game is over. Yeah. I mean, more and more they're releasing the carries with supports that work really well with them that can take Bennett's place. I think Varesa Yansan is, like, the biggest example. But also Skirk Escoffier to some extent, right? I'm surprised you even had enough primos to get every 5-star Notlin. I started at, like, over 100k. And yeah. Got lucky too? I don't think I got that lucky. in terms of average amount of wishes for the 5-star characters I got. I'm pretty sure I'm around average. I got lucky on my 4-star RNG on the Veresa banner, right? But I wouldn't say I got particularly lucky in terms of the amount of wishes it took me to get all the Natlan 5 stars. I didn't get unlucky either, though. I got pretty average luck. You got extremely lucky in Fontaine? Yeah, I got pretty lucky in Fontaine. But I also skipped a bunch of Fontaine characters. Are you considering pulling for a character you skipped earlier? I don't think so. I don't think there's any character I skipped that I particularly want. Oh. Ugh. Who do you regret more, Lenny or Kaniche? Lenny. Well, okay, I don't really regret either of them. Maybe I regret Kaniche a little. I don't know. The thing about Lenny is, like, if I could sell him for half of the Primogems I spent on him, I would. But if I could turn back time, I would not skip him. Like, early Fontaine would have been so boring if I didn't get a new character at all. I shuffle. Yeah. Yeah. Same with Milani, the DPS ain't worth the headache. Yeah. What DPS? True! Is Hutao still holding up, being a 1.x character? Meh. Hutao's like, okay. Why did you get Milani if you hate her? I mean, I don't hate her gameplay design. I think Milani's kit is arguably the most interesting kit in Fontaine. Or, sorry, in Natlan. She's just cringe to play. Why did you skip Risley? Why would I not skip Risley?
Gotta steer clear of other people.
Why skip Navia? I actually tried to go for Navia and I lost 50-50, and once I lost the 50-50, I was like, do I really want her, or am I just bored?
Running late again.
I did the same thing for Ito, by the way. I guess that's just the fate of geocarries on my account. I try to go for them, I lose a 50-50, and I ponder. Why do you regret Kaniche? He's a lot less fun than I thought he would be. Any idea how far behind a well-executed Ganyu C6 is to a 5.x C6? It depends on how much HP the enemy has. Because at the end of the day, if a character does 5 times more damage, but takes the same amount of time to set up, and the enemy is squishy enough to die to the other, then they're both just as good as each other, right? But like, if the enemy has enough HP that the actual amount of damage is relevant, but he C6 Ganyu's behind fucking C0 Moika, okay? Like, it's, yeah. If you look at the Sims for Ganyu, the highest one that isn't just Ayaka carry with fucking cosmetic Ganyu on the team is this one. And with everything at C6, it's 180k. But it's only one rotation, actually. And this is not something that you can maintain over multiple rotations. And this is C6R5 on both her and Shenhe. Make Shenhe C1 and make the weapons R1, and it's already worse than Moika. So his C6 is pretty relevant for your rotation. Why? This is not... What? Why would it change? What the fuck would it change?
There's a lot that goes
Well,
into
usage? I mean...
watering, weeding,
This is
fertilizing,
Ganyu, not
making sure the
Grizzly or
texture is
Ayaka. What?
But most importantly, you have to keep the fruit in a good mood.
Anyways. Alright, chat. Honestly, I'm not feeling the best today. So this is probably going to be a shorter stream. But I do want to get the fucking new Endgame Yap done. I've procrastinated on it for a while. I want to make a video out of it. I mean, we can stall first, sure. Sure. Moment you've all been waiting for. Best part of the stream. We stare. We pound. We zilch. Ew. Hmm. Brown. grown. Yeah. Okay, 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 okay. He's cooking. Custom connections? I'll take a look at it after. I'll open it now before I forget. What the fuck is this? A Hattie. It's not a. Okay. Link in bio. Their ground beans. Bike rider's helmet. Headwear? Helmet? No. I don't think it's helmet. Oh, whatever. What the? You think I've ever read Green Eggs and Ham? One, two. Purple slices in a salad. Beets. Silverfist glass. Stout? No. Not stout. No. No. Prefix with decimal encoding. Hexa? Spelling bee. Paper with the answer. The answers. Extra wide. Oh my god. Oh my mods, make sure you're paying attention. Easy money. I am Is this gonna be I'm gonna guess it's Sam. It's probably something that rhymes with ham. It's probably not ham. The guy probably doesn't say I am ham. Although that would be a better thing. Is sign a thing? Maybe. Key. Beef steak. Oh. That was pretty well done, actually. I'll take it. I'll take it. Extra wide. That's crazy. The fuck kind of tomato is called beefsteak? I don't know, man. It's probably the ones with like really fleshy insides. Guards. Alright, let's do the Genshin duel. Balls day. Not a balls day. Mondstadt. Ballad. Let's try Fischl. It's not Fischl. It's an Electro. Lisa? He's goated. I can see how hard you've been working today. Let me think of a way to reward you. Who the fuck says that? What a shit quote. Who else is a traveler simp? Oh, sick. Huh. I'm glad Lisa was alphabetically towards the middle and not towards the end, because otherwise I would not have gotten this. That has got to be Raiden's skill. Yeah. Who is a fister? And a cat. What? Who the fuck is a fister and a cat? Who's a fister? Hey, it can't be Hazel. Daya? Maybe? But she's not a cat, she's a lion. Surely they're not fucking using a cat emoji for a lion, right? Right? Whatever, man. Whatever, man. Whatever, man. How's the journey been? If something's... Wait. Yeah, I guess Fuchuan would not offer to do divination. I have no clue who this is. I really don't know. Chat, I'm at a loss. I don't know. Who else is related to divination? I don't think it's a new region. I feel like if it was a new region, it would be worded as like oracle rather than divination. Divination is more language used to describe Eastern practices than Western ones. I feel like it has to be a Lofu character, but maybe it's not. I guess Black Swan. Yeah, okay. Huge. Huh? I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea. There's no shot I've ever seen this before. Is that like the dragon from Danheng Il? Thunder Hunt. What? What do you mean thunder? That's gotta be Fei Xiao, right? I'm pretty sure that's her ult. I don't remember the ult icon, but I do remember the like things that fill up to represent her like pseudo energy, and it kind of looks like that. Yeah, okay. And... Alright. Wait, I skipped the emojis. Damn. Is it Kafka because she says bye? It's not. That would have been good, actually. That would have been so good if it was Kafka. Wait. What a missed opportunity. Who else is lightning? On? Okay, I don't really know what this is supposed to mean, or this, actually. But okay. Anyways. Let's try a stun. Maybe it's... What's her name? Lightning stun. That'll be Ambi. Alright. Let's do the custom connections. Goose, goose, on goose, the goose, loose goose. Goose. Unlimited Blade Works, 90-degree Pyronado, cool. Thorns Abyss Mage, Live Rock, Scroll, Pujo Sarah, Breakdancing, Archaic Petra, First We Mine, Then We Craft, Emerald, White, Two-Piece Shenhe, Beyblade, Molani, Magic. Okay, so... that one's free, okay? That one's free. It's the other ones. Alright. Scroll. Cool. Cool it. Petra. Two-Piece Shenhe. Things that are bad. Pujo Sarah. Molani. Archaic Petra? Okay. That's a good one. I have no clue for the rest, man. What the fuck? None of this is Genshin related. Scroll. What do you guys think? Do you have any ideas? 3-star weapons. Oh, you're actually a genius. Cool steel, emerald orb, magic guide, white tassel. Wait, you're actually so fucking smart? What the fuck? You're actually a fucking genius. What is this? Oh, it's Kachina. I see. I don't know, man. All right. Let's... Nah, I think we'll do the co-op video, and not the co-op, the new endgame video tomorrow. I'm tired, man. I'm sorry, chat. Classic, I know. We'll do it for real tomorrow. It's true. We can raid Jamie. / raid Jamie KB9B. Everyone go say and I'll see you guys tomorrow.